Alright, nothing big this time on the Tuesday stream, just some support for X-OverDress, Bruce, and Sorceress. So let's begin. But first, one card of the day. So the only card is Almagus Sphere, which is a grade 3 normal order, and you play if your Vanguard is Astrolia. The skill is countercharge 1, choose 3 trigger units from your drop zone and put them to soul. If your Astrolia unit was removed this turn, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets crit +1 until the end of the turn, aka using Baico Mass's remove your identity ability. This is overall not too bad. Basically, it's Astrolia charging up her attack, regaining your 3 triggers from your drop zone to soul, and if you're on Baico, being able to retire and get the extra drive check, the Baico gets the 1 extra crit that it lost from Unica itself. On top of that, it's Countercharger. Baico uses Counterblast, so you might actually want the Countercharge sometimes. But overall, it's not too bad. And now to the Tuesday stream itself. First off, here are some promos. These are the helping with grade stuff promos for Kagero and Bermuda. Not going through their actual abilities though. Just know that you should probably run them for grade stucking purposes. And now for the new cards. First off, the card reveal of the episode. Explosives Equipped Dragon, Launch Hard. Grade 2, tanky power and skills. Auto when discarded from hand for the cost of your Vanguard Nirvana's ability. Cost soul +1, call this to rearguard. Basically, good discard fodder. Sure, it costs a soul, and playing it in regular Nirvana might not be ideal, but Jiva may be ideal because this is still Prayer Dragon. But anyway, second skill, count rearguard. During your turn, if your rearguard has a X-OverDress state, this card gets boosts. Overall, not a bad card. It's still Prayer Dragon, discard fodder, and it's a booster. And in a way, because it's Prayer Dragon, it can extend more plays. Next for a Sorceress card, Delta Append Sorceress, which is a grade 2 by taking power on the skills. Auto, when placed on rearguard from hand, if you have a grade 3 or higher Sorceress Vanguard, cost counterblast 1, look at top 2 cards of your deck, choose 1 card from among them, put it to your hand, put the other at the top or bottom. If you Persona Ride this turn, choose up to 1 critical trigger or front trigger from hand, reveal it, and put it to the top. Although that Persona Ride part is technically kind of a minus, but at least that you can stack the top card of your deck. It's not a bad card for Sorceress, letting you basically get a +1 from the top 2 cards and then also stacking whatever you want at the top. Persona Riding basically can further stack another one, although you do lose a card out of it. And now to the new Diablos cards. We start off with Diablos Tailbacker Derek, which is grade 1 with power and the skills. Auto rearguard. When you're in final rush, this card gets this ability. Count rearguard. During the battle that this unit boosts, when your opponent chooses to guard the attack, they must use 2 or more cards at the same time. And power +5,000 yen in turn. And at the end of that turn, retire this unit. This skill is mandatory. At least this skill is free. I don't like the mandatory part where you have to kill it, but at least that there's a Battle Door effect, and the extra high pressure attack is really powerful in Bruce, especially when Bruce has a lot of powerful rearguard attacks. And the good part is that it just says final rush, so at least that you don't need to be in final burst. So this can get a bit annoying in early game. And finally, Diablos Rapid Carrier Geno, grade 2 tanky power and skills. Auto front rearguard. When your Vanguard attacks, if you're on final burst, cost soul blast 2. For every 2 cards in your damage zone, choose one of your rearguards in the same column as this unit and stand it. If you stand 2 units, they get +5 key power, aka itself as the first unit. The second unit, if you're at 4 damage, will be of course your booster. Basically, for the final burst deck with Vehemence Bruce, it's actually 2 additional attacks now, because Vehemence Bruce stands a column and this card can technically stand a whole column, but mainly itself. But you wouldn't be doing that unless you're actually standing the whole column anyway, because it's still Soul Blast 2. Yes, Soul is not an issue for Vehemence Bruce, as Vehemence Bruce barely uses Soul, and Soul Charging is still Dark State thing. So this first skill is overall not too bad, but the second skill works. Auto front rearguard. At the end of your turn, if you're in final rush, you can put this to Soul, choose 1 normal unit from your Soul and put it to your hand. The nice part is you can choose those accidental cards that you Soul Charge to put back to your hand, because you will still be doing some random Soul Charging. The other thing is, you put itself to soul, which is actually a good Julian target and a Jamio target, because yeah, sometimes you're just randomly soul charging things and you just don't have good targets in your soul to call. With this card now going to soul in a guaranteed way, you now have a good soul target to call. So this is overall pretty good. So that's it for these new reveals. What do you guys think about the new X-OverDress support, Sorceress card, along with the new Bruce cards? All 3 are overall not too bad. It's just support, but the Bruce one is pretty nice because, yeah, Vehemence Bruce kind of needs some more cards, so this is just nice overall. And the new Prayer Dragon, being a Prayer Dragon that is discard fodder, pretty nice. Sorceress is just nice. But other than that, that's for this, and see you all next time.